All right, we're here with Greg Ahrens. Greg has a show coming up March 14th. Tell us a little about your show. It's in Kalamazoo, right?
Yep, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Wing Stadium, Saturday, March 14th. We right now have 86 fighters signed up that want to fight this event. Now, there's not going to be that many because a lot of guys will not get their blood work done, and they'll decide they just don't want to fight.
Okay. When you're putting on a show like that, what's the hardest part? Getting the fighters to do the stuff they got to do?
No, it's really not that hard. I've been doing this stuff for 25 years with the boxing, and now the last 6 years with the MMA. So no, it's just the same every time. Nothing new, nothing really strikes me as wow. Nothing surprises me. So
okay.
it's business as usual.
All right, when you're working with that many fighters, you've got to have a core group that you've gotten to know over the years that are going to be serious. They're going to show up. Who should we keep an eye out for at that event?
As far as fighters?
Yeah.
Oh, the fighters we've got on that. I mean, we've got some guys coming back. Noel Gomez is going to be there. Lonnie Pfeiffer. These guys all been with me for 6 years. Who else do we have on the card notable? Joel Chapman, Justin Zeno, Chris Reed, Keith Hendricks is going to be back. Just a lot of local guys from the Kalamazoo Battle Creek area.
All right. In your 20 years promoting, I went to a show you put on in Kalamazoo last year. You put on a great show. Who has come through your organization that has gone on that that still sticks out in your mind? Who would
Well, if you look at it from, like you say, the core group we started with, I started working with Randy Wadsworth in Angola, Indiana at the 101. My matchmaker Shannon Geeson started there with Randy, and Shannon matched Rashad Evans' first fight. I mean, that's
can't beat that, right?
Pretty good to have, I would think.
Yeah. From there, you've had all this experience, and you're actually one of the guys. You're probably the lead guy right now in putting together the Michigan Amateur Mixed Martial Arts. Is the last one Association?
Association, yeah. Or MAMA.
MAMA, as they want to call it. What made you want to start that? What's going on with that?
Well, why I want to start it is we've got to separate the men from the boys. In professional boxing, we're required to obtain a license and a bond. And I've seen all these other fly-by-night shows where guys aren't required to have blood work. They don't have doctors there. They're doing them in buildings that wouldn't meet a fire marshal's inspection, let alone a plumbing, heat, and electrical or quad inspection. And these are guys just trying to make a fast buck. We've got to keep the integrity of the sport. And I believe it. I've proven that. I've shared my list of fighters with people. They have not reciprocated. I've helped fighters out by financially helping them do shows, and been yet to be paid back my money on that. I've helped fighters get to different events. I am the guy that fought the state on this.
Tell us about that. When we had the meeting, you were one of the promoters that had actually been to court with the state about the events. Does that experience set you up to be more of a lead? Is that why you've taken more of a leadership role? Is because you know how the state can be?
Well, the way I see it, and like I told these guys in our other meeting, I said I look at all you guys like you've all rode mine and Mike Balance's back and Dan Kuzno's on this. Us three are the guys that got took into court by the state. We hired the attorney, we fought it, and with MAMA here and the people we've got in place, we're better positioned right now to get our legislation for the amateurs in than the UFC was when they came in to get their pros. We've got some good guys on our team. We've got the retired former director of enforcement at D-Lake, Archie Milben. You've got longtime political advisor Lee Claudel, and then you've got the current chairman of the Professional Boxing or Unarmed Combat Commission at the professional ranks, Al Lowe. We've got some good people in this organization that we call MAMA.
How important have Archie, Al, and Lee been? Archie brings a great amount of connections, a great amount of respect from the legislator, as well as a great deal of integrity, and he cares about the sport. Lee brings the great political connection, and he is about the youth in the organization or in the sport. And then Al obviously is now the director of professionals, so he brings all of that as well. How important are they?
Oh, like I said before, we are so much better positioned at the start of us getting our legislation through than the UFC was when they started to get theirs through, and they got theirs through.
Okay. Do you see this being a a long, dragged-out battle, or do you think that it's going to go through pretty quick?
No, I think it's going to go through. Nothing quick, nothing too slow. I think it's going to run its course. It's going to go through the procedures, the hearings, and all that, and the public meetings, and it's going to get passed. I mean, this is a great piece of legislation that's being written, and it's fair.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you have going on that we should keep an eye out for?
Well,
just here to watch some fights tonight?
Yeah, we're just here to watch some fights tonight, you know, and just Ron does a really good job running these events. He's been involved with the boxing and the amateur boxing, and he's running this thing with some great organization, like it should be done. And, you know, I just think this is how every show should be ran. And the only way to do that is be under the authority of a legislation, be under the authority of law, and have a set of rules, and it's fair for everybody. You either meet the criteria to do it or you don't.
Great. All right.
And that's exactly what we need.
Thank you very much, Greg.
All right.